Hey, what's up? It's Tati back with another review of AEW Rampage. Last week, we had an awesome episode of Rampage, and I was like, maybe we might get that this week. Unfortunately, that's not the case, but we did have some great things on this episode. We started off with Lucha Brothers and Bandito versus Ethan Page, Lee Moriarty, and Big Bill, and what was my favorite match of the night. Now, I do think that towards the end of the match, they end up ruining the whole vibe with some stupid shit with the Hardees. I really enjoyed what these guys did in this match. Everyone had really great chemistry. It was fun, and I enjoyed, even the heel team in this match. Now, I'm sick and tired of seeing the Lucha Brothers tag teaming on every show but ROH. Bandito, he mixes well with anybody that you put him in the team with, but I would like to see him do some singles matches. And then we have the Firm. All three of these guys are super talented, and they're pretty much on a losing streak. But when I look at these three guys, I see them as a future of AEW. These guys should be doing so much better in their careers right now. And for whatever reason, AEW just have this thing where heels just can't get over no matter how well they do in the ring. And this is the case when it comes to the Firm. But I really, really enjoyed how well they worked together as a team in this match. And I felt somebody back there in AEW should be taking notice of these guys and trying to, push them even though they're heel. It just seemed like the only heel team or faction that's getting over is Blackpool Combat Club, and that's really, really annoying that other guys aren't getting that opportunity. Now, while this match was really, really fun, unfortunately, we had the Hardees and Brother Zay come out and remind Ethan Page that he's supposed to be wearing something in the middle, during his match, like a Hardy Boys armband on his arm. He was wearing it, but he didn't have it rolled up for people to see. So he ends up rolling it up so the Hardys can see he's actually wearing the armband. And then Bandito takes advantage of that and ends up getting the win for his team. I'm just like, sometimes they quietly get rid of storylines and people don't even really notice because the storylines were stupid anyway. This is one of those cases where they could have gotten rid of the storyline and nobody would have even cared. It's like, this doesn't even make sense. We are weeks away from Forbidden Door. We are weeks away from Death Before Dishonor, and then 2 months away from All In. It's time for y'all to start weeding out the stupid storylines and focus on things that people actually want to see. Nobody cares about Matt Hardy having Ethan Page's contract. This guy should be somewhere higher on this roster, and unfortunately, they just keep putting him in stupid situations that does not benefit his career. I'm a little over it, but great match. I do recommend watching this match, unlike all the others except for the main event. Next, we had a segment from QTV, and they're talking about how to, make a statement before Collision for Powerhouse Hobbs. And their idea, they narrowed it down to him having a match on Rampage to show everyone why he's so great. And then he ends up having a match with a local talent for 2 minutes, if that, and he ends up winning. Really, squash matches are supposed to show me how great Powerhouse Hobbs is. Oh my god, I cannot believe that AEW keeps resulting into doing squash matches. It does no one any good. Last week, we had 4 full matches, and this week we had 3 full matches with a squash match, and it's damn, y'all supposed to show how great Powerhouse Hobbs is in 2 minutes against someone who can barely touch him. I'm not convinced whatsoever. Next, we had the Acclaim and Daddy Ass versus the Spanish Announce Project. And honestly, there's nothing special going on here. Honestly, when the Acclaim comes out, everybody's hyped up, especially when Max does his rap. And then they're doing, silly stuff in the ring to make people laugh and for people to enjoy or whatever. So they're really over with the fans, no matter how horrible the matches are. Now, the Spanish Announce Project, they do Shilly Sit too, but I've actually seen them being in really great matches, especially in ROH, where they're literally doing one-on-one matches and they're doing excellent. And then here they are on AEW TV, and they're just made to look like fools. I'm over it. Nothing special about this match. The Acclaim takes the win. Now on for the main event, we do have a fatal 4-way match. Winner gets to face Toni Storm for the AEW Women's Championship. Britt Baker, Sky Blue, Mercedes Martinez, and Nyla Rose. Now, coming into this match, I kind of thought it would be predictable if Britt Baker would have taken the win. And I was thinking that was going to happen, so I kind of felt a little uninterested. However, these girls actually put on a really great match that I actually enjoyed. So aside from this and the opening match, nothing else is really watchable here. It was really fun, and I'm glad that the girls got a chance to main event the show. The last time the ladies had main event the show, it was not great. I think it was Anna Jay and Julia Hart. Not a good match, the first one that they did. But I really did enjoy this. We do have Marina Shafir, who did try to interfere, and Hikaru Shida shut that shit down as soon as she did. So I guess that was okay. I would have preferred no interference with this. You know, I would take this match a little bit more seriously, since all these girls really would like to have a title shot. Now, for me, I would have liked to see Mercedes Martinez win this match, but I'm more wanting her to have a feud with Athena in ROH, and it seems like we might be getting that after Athena's current storyline with Kiera Hogan's over. But then other than that, I didn't think Nyla really had a chance of winning this. And so Sky Blue seemed to be the perfect choice if they were not going to go the predictable route with Britt Baker. And that actually ends up happening. We do have Sky Blue hitting a code red onto Nyla Rose, end up taking the win. And I think everyone was pretty surprised about that. I was kind of shocked myself, because I really thought they were going to continue the whole outcasting versus Britt Baker and friends. But thank God that's not what we're going to get. So we're going to see Sky Blue versus Toni Storm. After the match, we do see Toni Storm and Ruby. They're watching from backstage, and she ended up spray painting an L on the TV that they were watching from. So I do think that they'll probably end up having a really great match, but no way Sky Blue is going to end up taking the win. I do think they'll have a great match, but I think I would have seen something more interesting if it would have been Toni Storm versus Mercedes Martinez. Mercedes is a little bit more experienced, so I think we would have gotten a great match with that. Either way, I'm happy for Sky Blue for her getting a title shot, but no way she's taking that win. So honestly, like I said, only the first match and the last match are the only ones that are watchable on this show. The pay-per-view is like weeks away. For Forbidden Door, you already got my money on it, so I'm not even worried about that. But now y'all really got to put some emphasis on y'all trying to do your biggest show at All In with 90,000 people. I forgot how many tickets they've sold at this point. Maybe 70,000. I'm not sure exactly. Y'all want to get people to buy this pay-per-view. You want people to buy these tickets. It's time to be serious and really put out your very best going forward. Like, some of these silly stuff, I don't mind. But certain things, it's like, where's this going to get us in a couple of weeks or a couple of months? If it's nowhere, like, don't even bother putting it on the show. Certain things are just not really worth putting on, especially now that AEW have months of back-to-back-to-back pay-per-views. They need to get it right. People are waiting for their failures, and it's just like, man, Tony Khan, get your head out of wherever ass you got it in and put in the work, so we can have some really great pay-per-views and some really great shows as well. You got Collision coming on next weekend, and it almost feels like they're not even ready to have an extra show. I'm just going to wait until Saturday and see how things play out. If anything, I would have just given an extra hour to Rampage and started with that before adding another whole 2-hour live show. I'm hoping for the best for AEW. But right now, I don't think that they're doing so great going into these pay-per-views. The time is now, Tony, for you to start making some really great decisions moving forward, especially with all these pay-per-views lined up for the summer. Guys, thanks so much for watching my review. I'll be back next week with Dynamite. Bye.